I'm going to demo the new product books feature. And what product books allow you to do is to turn your consultancy offering into a productized consultancy offering. And it does that in 4 steps, which I'm going to demonstrate to you today. So the first is building your proposition with the AI proposition builder. The second is taking that proposition and building a maturity model, which is like a structured framework. The third is to create assessments which assess capability against that maturity model. And the fourth is to generate reports which are personalized and on brand for your consultancy. So I'm going to show that now today. I'm going to use a pre-recorded demo. So I will pause it throughout to touch on main points. And I'm going to take on the persona of a wellness consultancy. So that's the example I'm going to use today. So I can see some of my products books here already, and I'm going to go ahead and create my new employee wellness product book. So there are a couple configuration options that I can do with my product book here. But the main thing I'm going to do that Rob touched on is upload some of my existing IP. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I've uploaded some existing IP, and I'm going to come to this first tab here on the product book, which is the proposition. So that's that first step I talked about. So building your proposition. So that's what you do, who you do it for, and the outcomes that you create as a consultancy. So I'm going to use the proposition wizard here and answer a few simple questions. Very straightforward. And you will notice that on the right here, I have the AI available to me. So this can help me through the wizard and suggest things that I can either reject or go with. So at the end, I can see all of my answers, and I can use the answers from that wizard to generate a proposition. So that's what I'm going to do now. So at the end, I've generated my proposition. You can see it here on the right. So that's essentially what I'm doing as a consultancy, who I'm doing it for, and the outcomes I am creating. I'm then going to just go back a second so you can see that. I'm then going to go to this next tab here. So you can see I'm moving along the tabs at the top. I've done the first step, which is the proposition. And I'm now moving to this next tab, which is the maturity model creation. So I'm going to go ahead and create my maturity model using the proposition I just created. I'm going to align that with the proposition, the maturity model that I'm creating, and go through some simple questions here again, another wizard, create my levels, and add my categories as well to the maturity model, all with the help of AI. So previously, this would take months for a consultancy to do. So you can see I've done it here in minutes. I'm going to generate all my definitions here. So you can see we've got a nice matrix-like structure with the levels across the top and the categories down the left-hand side. And I can go in and regenerate those and change what the AI has created for me. So really, really quick here. So now I'm moving to this third tab along the top, which is the third step. So we've done the proposition, the maturity model, and now we're doing the assessments. So the assessments are like interviews that you would traditionally do with your clients. And those can be one-to-one or group-oriented. I'm going to create a template here, which is reusable throughout the platform, and some guidance for the AI here. I'm going to choose a subcategory of the categories, a subset of the categories that exist in the maturity model for this assessment. And I'm going to move on to the question generation. Here we go. I've pre-generated these questions, but I can go through, edit those, regenerate some of the options. There's multiple different types: single choice, multiple choice, yes, no, open-ended, and our AI is able to deal with all of those. I can also do this completely manually, by the way, so there's no need to rely on the AI here. At the end, I can update and move to the next step. And on this step, I configure my AI interviewer. So AI is going to be taking and helping the interview process. So I can do some configuration here, as well as add some content, some introduction and closing messages as well. So now my assessment is ready and I can use that for my engagements. So it's reusable throughout the platform. So that is the beginning of step 3, is creating a template. And now I can use that template to start an engagement. So I'll just show you what one of those look like now. So I'm going to show a group assessment. So a group assessment is like a group interview. So a one-to-many interview. I'm going to take assessment responses from a group of people and then collate that and do group analysis. So here is an example right here of one I created earlier, and you can see this analytics tab here. So these are responses that have come in and the analytics that I have so far on this assessment. You can see notes here on the right and the AI analysis on the left. So the notes, other consultants may join in and add their overview to this analysis. We've also got heat maps and level-wise distributions, and all of this analysis is just suggestions from the AI. We don't have to accept any of this, but a lot of the heavy lifting has been done for us. I also may want to go a step further here on the assessment analysis and open Ask TheAX on the right here. So this is our agentic AI consulting assistant. So I can delve deeper and ask for further analysis. And that's available at any point in the application, that agent. Cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch hats for a second. So I'm now going to take an assessment as a client. So we've seen creating the assessment, and I'm now going to show you what it looks like for one of your clients to take that assessment. So I'm going to copy the link here in a new tab. So this is what your client will see. As you can see, it's an on-brand assessment here, and I'm just going to answer the questions that we created in the previous step. Going to go through one by one, and you'll see on the right we have something here called an AI assistant. So that is something you can make available to your clients in the assessment, and it can help them answer their questions. And that is completely controlled by you. So another open-ended type here. And we'll just go through all those questions. So as we come to the end, the analysis will be done and the client is presented here with this analysis that is generated immediately. So we can see the score at the top, which level they got, as well as some suggested improvements and analysis at the category and dimension level. So that is the third step of the process. So we've done generating the proposition, creating the maturity model, assessments from that maturity model. And the last step now, which I will show you, I won't show creating it, but I'll show you what it looks like for your client, is the report generation. So you can see here over on the right, there's a button, View Reports. And as you can see, this creates a nice, branded, personalized report for your clients, which is the final step of the process. So I've got my images, my branding, my logo, etc. And that's all personalizable. Cool, so that is the demo. So just to remind us what we saw, I'll turn my camera back on now. So with the product books, what we had was 4 simple steps to productizing your consulting offering. They were generating your proposition with the proposition wizard, creating a structured framework for that called a maturity model, building assessments which assess capability against that maturity model as a third step, and finally generating personalized on-brand reports.